I saw Kath again the other day at the bus stop. I haven't seen her for 5 or 10 since I left high school. And I'll admit it, I've always had a bit of a crush on Kath. I mean, I didn't realise it soon enough, and by the time I plucked up the courage to ask her out, she'd moved away and we hadn't spoken for 2 years. But I never stopped thinking about her. I've been chatting to her in my mind. I know that sounds really weird. I promise it's not as strange as it sounds. But sometimes, you know, when something big happens, I chat to Kath to get her opinion, to hear her laugh, to see her beautiful, shining smile. Except that it's not real, because Kath is in London and I'm here. Kath is doing a master's and I'm not. Kath is gonna do something amazing and I'm doing the trolleys at Asda. Kath is reading Jane Eyre again, according to her Instagram story, and I'm still battling through the last Harry Potter very, very slowly. Kath is everything I'm not. But opposites attract, don't they? But does an opposite that I haven't seen since my A-levels even remember my name? I just think as time's gone on, I've been holding out for Kath. Every date I've been on, which admittedly has been a lot, no one's been quite right. They've been too quiet or too loud or too boring, too weird, too normal, too whatever. Basically, they weren't Kath. No one is ever quite Kath. But I knew I'd missed my chance with her. She was way out of my league back then. Imagine now. She'd be Premier League and I'd be kicking a Poundland ball around the car park. She was always effortlessly cool. She never tried. And she was one of those wonderful, rare people who was pretty and kind. Usually, pretty people are so used to people smiling at their symmetry and smooth, shiny, sparkly faces that they forget that normal people have to be generous or funny or likeable for people to smile at them. My gran used to say that beautiful people were mean because God had used up all the good on their looks and so there was no good left to go in their heart. Now, I don't believe in God, but 9 times out of 10, that rule works. But Kath was an exception. That 10% that are purely angelic. She was always, without fail, lovely. But not in a horrible, sticky way. She was genuinely nice. And not just nice, but good too. Kath was a really special kind of beautiful. She looked like she was stitched with gold and the like liquid sunshine pumped through her instead of blood. She glows in a way that's almost unnatural, like life is spilling out of her, vibrant, but not like she was showing off about it. She always looked perfect with no effort. She was so flawless to me that she was almost ethereal, so real and genuine and warm that I could never quite believe her. I don't really know why I never reached out. I was intimidated, I guess, by how well she was doing, and I felt inferior to her. And now I guess I've left it so long that it'd be strange to text her and say, "Hi Kath, it's Adam. I know we've not spoken in ages, but I think I'm in love with you. I'm not sure whether you is you, whether you is the you I remember, or whether it's a shiny, new, different Kath who doesn't talk to people who are, well, me. Does that make sense? And I'm lost in this rabbit hole when a lady touches my arm. She looks exhausted and her hair rests on her shoulders like it's tired too. And I study the lines around her eyes that remind me of a crumpled bit of paper. Crumpled so the words are all jumbled and I can't quite work out the story of this warm, tired lady. Until she smiles. That beautiful, shining smile, and I realise the story I've been reading was an old fairy story from years and years ago that had very little truth and left in it, and I only had the first few chapters, and there have been these plot holes that in my adoration I've not noticed. And when she smiles, the words rearrange and I understand it. It's Kath, with more of the plot written, but it's still Kath. My Kath. And not the way I dreamt of her, but somehow better, because now she's real and standing in front of me, and I fall in love with her all over again.